Okay, hello YouTube. I know I'm getting on this really late, but if I'm completely honest, it has been a little bit because I've been kind of busy. But to be quite honest with you, it's mostly been laziness and me doing other things, but I have a lot of things, a lot of opinions to go over here, and I wanted to still do the video. Because better late than never, I guess, and it's not like this topic's completely invalidated, because not a month has passed. So, the way that I want to do this video is I want to go through the direct, kind of talk about what they talked about in order, and give what my thoughts on the games were. And for the games that I know literally nothing about, that don't interest me, that I don't care about, I'm just going to not talk about them. So if your favorite game isn't here, which I doubt, because your favorite game is probably something that I care about at least a little, enough to mention, then I'm sorry. I don't really know what else to say. You can complain to me in the comments if you want, but if it's not here, that just means I personally don't really care about it, so I'm sorry if it's not here. Anyway, I've been talking for long enough. I think we can actually get on with the direct now. So, they start off with a Smash reveal, right? Some people, including me, I know at first, saw Ganon on the cliff being carried and were thinking, oh my god, it's a new Zelda character. Finally, I'm so happy that they're adding another Zelda character. Yep. But it turned out to be Kazuya, however you pronounce it, from Tekken, which is a pretty big deal, and it's something that not many people predicted, even though it makes all the sense in the world. And I think just the main reason, if I'm honest, is because Heihachi was already in his Mii costume. I don't really think anybody thought there would be a Tekken character if it wasn't going to be Heihachi. So it was a big surprise to a lot of people, despite it making a lot of sense, which has been kind of a common theme with this past Fighters Pass, but it was another pretty solid reveal. And in-game, a lot of people are finding the character to be pretty fun, and the Tekken music is now in the game, which a lot of people are excited for. I like that, because I think the Tekken music's kind of dope. But it's not like, it wasn't like a showstopper announcement that they usually bring to E3, which I think is what made some people kind of upset. And then it switches to talking about Life is Strange, talks about Guardians of the Galaxy, a bunch of other games that people don't really care about all that much. You know, the showstopper 2 Point Campus. But then after that, they move into somewhat of a fake out, or at least that's how some people saw it, including me. Because when a lot of people saw the words anniversary and then bananas, Donkey Kong was immediately the first thing so many people thought of. And then it turned out to be Monkey Ball. But it's still Monkey Ball, which is still a pretty big deal, and from what I can gather, it's a remaster of the first 3 games. I could be wrong. You could feel free to let me know if I am, but I think it looks pretty cool. Personally, there are a few changes, it seems, to the gameplay that I've heard from like other people, because I've never played the first 3, but I've heard that there is a lot of changes, or at least some, that might make the game not as good. However, I'm kind of looking forward to it, and I hope it'll be good, because I do enjoy the Monkey Ball games quite a lot. And then they cut to a new Mario Party, which is a pretty big deal, especially for this game. They made so many quality of life improvements. The boards and mini games are remastered from old games, which was like the golden era of Mario Party. So granted, these are kind of old, but it's like a welcome. It's a welcome thing, given that the recent Mario Parties haven't been amazing. This looks to be like the savior of new Mario Party, or recent Mario Party rather, and I'm really hoping that they continue this direction, and I know many other people are. But there's so many new quality of life improvements in this game. The online is available for all game modes right from launch. You can pause games and come back to them, which for whatever reason was never a thing before, but it's a very welcome, very welcome change. And I haven't watched any of the Treehouse for this game, but I plan on doing that, because I really want to see everything this game has to offer. And then Takahashi appears on screen. So, this never happens in the middle of Nintendo Directs usually, right? So, I'm kind of thinking, Like, oh my god, they're about to reveal something big. It's going to be big. It's going to be something huge. And I was thinking, oh, okay, Breath of the Wild 2 is probably going to... They're probably going to show something here. But then the words Metroid Prime 4 come out of his mouth. So at this moment, I start kind of freaking out until I realize that he said Metroid Prime 4 is going along steadily in development. So I was kind of crushed by that because I had a feeling that that meant we aren't showing anything today. And then come the words, but we have a new game to show you. And then it goes to a cutscene. Now, they reveal to Metroid 5, it is the Metroid Fusion successor. That is already a huge deal in and of itself. The game already looks really cool. And then we get the title card, Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread. The game that was started in 2004, was hinted in Metroid Prime, I believe 3, but I don't know, and has been essentially somewhat of an urban legend within the Metroid community for the last 10 or so years. And here it is in a Nintendo Direct being revealed to be coming later this year on the Switch. People lost their minds, and rightfully so. Plus, this game looks incredible. Just as a standalone thing, this game looks amazing. And Lord knows I'm going to be pre-ordering this and playing the crap out of it. I can't wait for this game. And it was definitely the highlight for me of this Direct. After this, we get some more kind of whatever titles. They show a little bit more Mario Golf, which looks pretty alright. Not too bad. And then they show WarioWare, a new WarioWare on the Switch, which has never really been my thing. It doesn't look like something I'd be too interested in, but a lot of people are excited for this, and I'm happy for them. I'm glad they're getting a game that they enjoy. So I think that's cool. It was a cool little announcement, even though it wasn't something that I personally am that invested in. I think that's great. And more games on the Switch that people love, always a good thing. And then finally, the section of the Direct that was missing before, and was a little confusing as to why, because it's always here, the ranting about the 5-minute long anime game. Although, this time it's actually an interesting one, because it's Shin Megami Tensei 5. And I have a friend that is a huge Shin Megami Tensei fan, so he's kind of gotten me interested in the series. And I can imagine, for a lot of people watching this, this was just 5 minutes of, what are you talking about, I don't care. But I thought this was, I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention during this section, unfortunately, but I think it's cool that we get more info on Shin Megami Tensei 5, and the protagonist, his hair is, like, kinda nice, so that's cool. This game, overall, I don't know, like, this game looks pretty good, and I might get it, who knows. So then we skip ahead to Danganronpa. Alright, cool, this series is on the Switch, awesome. I thought it was already, but apparently it wasn't. And then they port Fatal Frame over to the Switch, which I, again, already thought was on the Switch, but apparently it wasn't. And it was a big game on the Wii U, or at least one that had, like, a pretty good following behind it that really wanted this game to be ported. And now it is ported, it's making a lot of those people happy. The game looks cool and all, but I don't really think it'll be for me, but I am really happy for all the people that wanted this game getting ported over, and now actually have it on the Switch. Then we get some more things. We get Doom Eternal DLC, we get Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Strange Brigade, whatever that is, and then the Mario & Rabbids sequel, which would have been a nice reveal if it was revealed here, and if it hadn't been leaked before Ubisoft conference. This would have been probably one of the cooler reveals of the show, just because everyone kind of expected it to be some one-off game that never really had anything else built onto it in the future, but apparently they're making a sequel. They thought it was good enough to make a sequel, and I think that's great, because it looks better in essentially every aspect, and the original game was already like an interesting concept and not all that bad gameplay-wise. So I'm excited to see how this one pans out. Then we get Advance Wars 1 and 2. You know, I'm not the biggest. I don't really care all that much. When I was watching this, I thought it looked like some random, just low-budget Switch title. And then it's like, oh, these are the Advance Wars remakes. And that, I don't know. This feels like kind of a letdown for games that I've heard about so much to be like classics, and then see whatever this trailer was. Kind of let me down a little, because I kind of thought they would have been cooler, but whatever. A lot of people are happy for this, and I'm happy for them, but it's not something I'm going to be super interested in. And then the last announcement, the showstopper. You know, one more thing. It's Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, they just ended with Hyrule Warriors DLC for whatever reason. Oh, but just kidding. We're going to do an entire Zelda section and talk about a few things, of which I have a lot of thoughts. So, first of all, they showed more Skyward Sword HD. Awesome. I can't wait for that game. They've recently shown a new trailer with all the quality of life stuff, and that game looks to be a lot better than the original, and the original is already my favorite game of all time. Questionable taste aside, I don't care if you think that's weird. I love Skyward Sword to death. I'm so happy that they're fixing things that were wrong with the game. But, so they go into that. Then they cut to, you know, Aonuma talking about the Game & Watch. So, like, oh yeah, this is a nice little, this is, like, it's three Zelda games with a Game & Watch game packed into one little Game & Watch system, collector's thing. So that's cool. That's great. I think that's a nice little thing to have for the anniversary, except, oh no, it's the only thing they have planned, which is, it feels like a slap in the face after seeing what Mario got. Seeing that Zelda for their 35th gets a little Game & Watch, and Skyward Sword HD, which is wonderful, but I would have liked more. I'm kind of upset. This is all that they have, but it's whatever. I can get over it. So, here it is, the long-awaited Breath of the Wild sequel. And oh boy, do I have my thoughts on the game. First of all, let's just start off by saying, this game looks incredible. This game looks amazing, looks like a wonderful sequel to Breath of the Wild 2, or to Breath of the Wild, sorry. And I am so excited, I'm looking forward to the release of the game. So what do we see in the trailer? Because I actually want to dive into this one, because I have some thoughts. Obviously, there are some thoughts that I have that are the exact same as everyone else, such as time manipulation is going to be a factor in the game. Crazy! I know, that's so weird. What an astounding conclusion to come to from this video. But I do think that there are a few things to note here. So, first of all, something that I have seen nobody mention, really, is if you look at the Bokoblins in the trailer, they have the little horns on top of their head. And the Moblins, for the short amount of time that you can see them, don't. They have something completely different. So, my theory is that through something, this either takes place, obviously, before or after the events of Breath of the Wild. It obviously can't take place at the same time, but my guess would be that this takes place before. And that's because, just out of the few things we can tell, obviously there's the whole Skyrule aspect to everything, but in the scenes where you're in Hyrule on the ground, the Bokoblins have the horns, which would suggest that possibly the Moblins of Breath of the Wild are the Bokoblins of Breath of the Wild too, and that they grow, I guess, in between the games to become the Moblins of Breath of the Wild. Now, another thing that I noticed is in every shot of Skyrule and every shot of Hyrule, Link is wearing different outfits between the two. However, in every Skyrule shot, he's wearing the same one, and in every Hyrule shot, he's wearing the same one, which again leads closer to the theory that everybody basically agrees on at this point, is that, you know, time manipulation's a factor in the game. Because obviously it is. That's made abundantly clear. But it seems that even to go between Hyrule and Skyrule, that in and of itself will require some form of time manipulation. Because you can also see in Hyrule that there are no islands anywhere. When Link is in Hyrule, you see nothing in the sky other than just clear skies and clouds. Whatever. The stuff you would typically see. So I don't really know how that's going to work, but I'm a little interested to see how things go. And Breath of the Wild sequel is looking so good so far, and I can't wait to get even just a title. I'm so excited. So that about wraps things up. This Direct was so good. You know, there was obviously the Smash reveal, which was kind of mid to a lot of people, and whatever, it's fine. A new Mario Party that looks really good. Metroid Dread, Breath of the Wild sequel, just everything. The whole shebang. There are a lot more things that other people cared about that I didn't, that just led this Direct to be something special. It was something we needed after whatever the rest of E3 was. I think Nintendo knocked it out of the park, as we all kind of expected. And the unfortunate thing is, I was having really bad Wi-Fi issues at the time that this was going live, so I had to watch on my phone while in call with people on said phone without headphones because my phone was charging, and it was I was barely able to hear anything. I was very upset, but I loved the Direct, and the friends that I was with seemed to have pretty much the same impressions. They loved the Direct too. And even though, you know, we didn't get mention of things like Splatoon 3 that we know are coming, we have plenty of time, because that game is 2022. And the people that are getting upset over that, I don't know, it's leaving kind of a sour taste in my mouth. The only thing that I realistically really expected to see that I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get was like a second Smash reveal. And the only reason I'm kind of disappointed is because the other one was like Kazuya, which was cool, but not something I cared about all that much, and it didn't really feel like an E3 character. But in terms of the whole Direct, I think this was really solid, and probably Nintendo's best E3 Direct behind like 2017. So, final impressions. This was really good. I am very satisfied with Nintendo's performance, and even, you know, weeks later, I can look back on it and be really satisfied with, you know, with the product that they delivered. So with that comes the end of the video. Thank you guys, if you know, watched the whole thing. Thanks for watching. I have a lot of things that I want to do with this channel that I'm not doing yet, and I likely won't really be able to do this month because I have an extremely busy month ahead of me. And I don't know, but I do want to release a video soon talking about my plans for the channel, where I want to go with this, and all that sort of thing. And then as another side note, I don't know if you can hear construction sounds, like hammers and stuff going on in the background. You probably can, to be honest. And that's because our hot water heater bursted and got all in our walls, all in our floors. So people have been here the past 2 days just trying to rip things up. An entire section of our house is like blocked off. We can't even go in there. And my room's kind of near where they're doing everything. So you can hear the things pretty loud. So that's unfortunate, but I did want to get this out at some point. So I hope you were able to bear with that. But yeah, if you liked the video, you know, subscribe, like, leave a comment, you know, telling me what I could improve on, all of that kind of stuff. Because I want to start moving into more of this kind of thing in the future. Just discussion videos on things that I'm really interested in. So that could be anything, that could be like most things like Nintendo related, you know, maybe a Geometry Dash thing here and there, like other types of content that isn't just, I'm gonna upload a video of a Geometry Dash level to my channel. Yep, that's what I want to do, because that isn't what I want to do with my channel. That's not what I want to do. I want to do this. I want to be able to stream again so I can do stream highlights, but Lord knows that's not really feasible for now. But once we go to the hotel that we're going to have to go to, because all of the before mentioned stuff going on in our home, maybe the internet will be better, maybe I can stream. Who knows? We'll see. But until now, thanks for sticking with me. And see you in the next one.
Let's go have some fun.